beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. If you are seeing me for the first time, my name is Joyce Anyanwu. Yes, my people, what is happening in Nigeria, the northern part of Nigeria? What is the problem? The group of people, including EL-Rufal, Mr. Gabam, they have come together to form the Social Democratic Party. Yes, he is the national chairman of Social Democratic Party. They have come together. They held a meeting. Only God knows what they discussed in that meeting, to overthrow, to take over Nigeria in 2027. That they don't want, according to him, he said APC believe that nobody should oppose them. So they are out, to oppose APC in 2027. My beautiful people, what did you people think about this thing? I beg, let's just watch and listen to what he has to say about this 2027 election, presidential election that is coming. Oh, Tinubu, I don't know, Gabam himself. Okay, let's see. Let's see what will happen. Anyway, my beautiful people, let's just listen. Let's watch. Then drop your own opinion in the comment section. I will speak my own opinion too. Thank you.
General Sani Abacha and Atiku's former spokesperson, Segun Sheomi, was also in attendance. Although the specific agenda of the meeting was not disclosed, it is being described as part of a broader strategy to forge alliances among the opposition figures with the aim of presenting a formidable challenge to President Bola Tinubu in the next election cycle. Sheomi confirmed the meeting in a Facebook post describing it as, quote, a strategic gathering convened by SDP National Chairman Shehu Gabam to evaluate the state of opposition politics in Nigeria. Well, joining us now in the studio to take a look at the developing political trends in the country and state of the nation is the national chairman of the Social Democratic Party, Shehu Gabam. Thank you so much for joining us, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you.
Well, should we call this a tete-a-tete meeting, or it's actually something that Nigerians should be looking forward to ahead of 2027 with huge expectations?
Well, let me start by saying that there's nothing unusual about such meetings. If you could remember, in 1998 leading to 1999, there were a group of patriotic Nigerians who decided, despite serving in the military administration of General Abacha, decided to quit and form a movement that would lead to restoration of democracy.
That was the G34.
That is the G7, from
okay,
G7 to G18 to G34.
Yes.
These are brave people who are committed to the country, highly quintessential. They dedicated their life and time. After the G7 meeting, G18, Led Alhaji Karimi was arrested and sent to prison, Sule Lamira and others. So at every time in the history of a nation, there are people that will lead in a struggle, to bring positive change to the country. So there's nothing unusual about it. What we try to do is to do some self-assessment of the last year, 2024. I look at where we got it right, where we got it wrong, what we need to do. What is important to us is Nigeria, unity and stability of Nigeria. There's no any personal interest. We feel that the country needs to do more than it is doing to keep everyone safe, because Article 1 of the Constitution that the President has sworn to is the protection of life and properties of Nigerians. Number 2 is to create a conducive environment where every Nigerian will have a sense of belonging, sense of participation. Of course, an inviting environment for economic business, for investors, domestic and internationally. So there are multiple of challenges, both on the health sector, on the educational sector, and the infrastructure sector. So we cannot continue keeping quiet simply because the party in government and those that are in power feel that nobody should oppose them. But I have one thing to remind them. There is no government in the history of Nigeria that have been bashed, abused, insulted like the government of President Jonathan. At the point, President Jonathan said that if they have taken to the black market, nobody would buy him, the way he was bashed and abused and insulted. But today is a history.
Yeah, I remember one of the opposition leaders then calling him a kindergarten president.
There is no name that they didn't call him. But today is a history. So if such a government can go through, I don't know why the apprehension, from this government, why they should get worried, go after every opposing view, even if it is positive. They start pressing red button, I don't know for what reason. And they start harassing people that are even advising them, giving them free consultation. I happen to be a victim. My security, part of my security were withdrawn. I've deposited in the public space for 1 month. For 1 month.
So some of the issues raised by the Labour Party leader, Peter Obi, are actually being experienced by your own party officials and opposition leaders like you too. Absolutely.
But let me tell you the agony of it.
Okay.
Any trained person, any career trained person, you will never ever find him using gutter language or street language or vulgar language. We were trying to provide leadership. We are trying to soften the situation. We are not trying to escalate situations. And that is why using diplomatic language in communicating, simple language that can reach people biologically, is a training of a career politician. But largely, they just found themselves in the seat. They don't know how to manage issues, how to manage classified issues, how to manage issues that are in public domain. So responding to someone who go contrary to their own opinion or thinking or philosophy, to them is an insult, it's an abuse, that you must just be a soft servant to them forever until they leave the seats.
Well, just last weekend I had Felix Moka write on this same show where, he kept saying different things and saying that Peter Obi wasn't looking at issues from, perspective of a statesman. And then when he mentioned the issues of crossing the line, the Labour Party all came for him, including the presidential candidate, former presidential candidate, and then, of course, his followers, the obedience. Could there have been a better use in the choice of language? Is that what you're saying?
Every trained career politician had been advised to chew his words. You must chew, you must choose your words, because you don't know how far they can go. That is our background. I was trained by Let Rimi, Let Bola Ige, Solomon Lar, Let the governor of old Imo State, Let Simon Bakwe, Jim Wobodo. These are people that you can pick the best out of it. Above all, my interface with one of the best diplomats, Nigeria, and a president, Nigeria produced President Babangida, impacted so much on us, on how to accommodate, how to coordinate, how to ensure that you achieve what you want to achieve without raising dust. These are the background that we have.
Yeah, but the opposition too, are there lines that the oppositions are actually crossing to in trying to oppose the government? I know we don't run the parliamentary system like it's been done in the UK, where you say His Majesty's loyal opposition. So, but are there lines that some of you in the opposition are also crossing, which is making the governing party and President Tinubu and his allies to feel a little bit jittery?
It depends on the interpretation of the government that is in power about the role of opposition. If they don't understand the role of opposition, which I believe President Bola Ahmed Tinubu understood clearly the role of opposition, because he was in the opposition as a governor for 8 years. He was also on exile during Abacha's time. So nobody can tell him what the role of opposition is. If Obasanjo, as a retired general and the elected president then, who understood the instrument of cohesion, tolerated him as a governor under opposition party, then I don't think he needed anybody to tell him. Now it is left for him to sit down and overhaul his own government and ensure that the surrogates who are in his government that are engineering some of this rascality to go after people because they oppose the government, they will damage the government beyond repairs. These are things that we consistently said. I will never be part of pulling down the roof of any government, because you don't know who will be victims. And we always advise them, don't pull down your own roof. Nigeria is so sensitive, Nigeria is so fragile. Whatever you say, it has a major backlash effects as the country is being run today. Engulfed by insecurity, engulfed by so many crime and criminalities, hunger, skyrocketed cost of foodstuff, poverty, weaponization of poverty. Is a complicated situation. So a leader must learn how to manage this complicated situation at this time around. It's not peculiar just to Nigeria. I think it's a global issue. But this is the first time Nigeria is going through these challenges. This is the first time the highest number of Nigerians have lost their life, you know, in a democratically elected government. And then, for instance, I always say, look at Kaduna, Abuja, Kaduna, Zaria, Kano roads.
Highway.
These are highway dual carriage that were constructed under President Babangida in about 20 months.
Yeah, I mean,
now it's taking
actually,
almost
I remember
9-10
Straba
years.
Construction Company
Yes.
actually handled that project.
Almost
then.
10 years to rehabilitate that road. Lagos Ibadan, almost 18 to 20 years they're rehabilitating that road. Not that President Bola is the one who initiated this project, but the very moment you took out an office, you took all the responsibility, asset and liabilities of the other government. It is left for you to reprioritize, make a choosy of the project that will be impactful to the citizens, how you will leverage on it, not to add pains to the citizens, not to add pains to the frustration, to the hunger, to starvation that is ravaging the country. And above all, go after individuals simply because some people in the government, in your government, disagree with them. You go on hunting them, arresting them, their family will be crying. This is not how to run a government. Even military regime have not gone excessively the way it is going right now.
Well, some of them in government that actually disagree with some of the things that the opposition are saying. But let's get back to that meeting of yours, Alhaji Gabam. Seeing the likes of Nasir El-Rufai in that gathering, people keep wondering why El-Rufai keeps visiting your party's national secretariat. Is El-Rufai a pseudo-member of the Social Democratic Party? And then secondly, a lot of political observers, including myself, are actually surprised that the SDP seems to be standing up against Tinubu's government. Because, I mean, initially, prior to the 2023 election, we had been told that the SDP was the alternate vehicle that was being prepared for then candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu, should in case the APC doesn't give him the ticket in the APC, I mean, he will just deflect into the SDP. And that's why the likes of Dayo Adeyeye, former minister who started the Swagger Southwest agenda for Tinubu, had already, you know, started coming to your party. So a lot of people are surprised, actually. We thought that the SDP was an extension of the APC.
No. That is it's not a nice word to use. I wouldn't want to use the word insulting. You know, people like us, that the hem of institutions that are responsible for recruiting leadership. We cannot be stooges of anybody.
Well, that's what we're made to believe politically.
No,
that SDP, having filled Bola Tinubu in the aborted Third Republic, that it looks like a veritable platform.
Somebody like you will attest to the fact that I cannot be that kind of person.
Yes, I know personally with you, but I mean, the political
secondly, a lot of water
thing.
have gone under the bridge. We are talking about historical issues right now. There's nothing personal between me and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We have a good relationship. But you see, there's a difference between relationship and government and governance. Governance is an entire different thing completely. They have to do with the life of the citizens. They have to do with policy or decisions that will keep the country forward or will push the country backward. Now, these are policy issues that institutions disagreed and offer advice on how they should be handled. The very moment any individual or government or individual in government start thinking as if they have monopoly of knowledge and wisdom, it means they have lost it completely, because nobody have that knowledge and wisdom. Perfection have not been created.
Do you think that President Tinubu is developing a monarchical complex in
I think so. From the composition of his cabinet, you can see that there's a gross complex in the formation of the government. He forgot that President Muhammadu Buhari ran government like a regional government. Most of his ministers were from northern Nigeria. But those ministers do not make him to succeed, they make him to fail. That would have been a very classical lesson for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to have it at the back of his mind. That is not about the people of my zone or my tribe or my religion, but about the quality of individual you engage in running your own government. Because an individual alone as a president cannot run the government. You need other component of government, individuals, quality individuals, to help you to succeed as a president. Otherwise, you'll be a failed president. If you look at the short period of President Musa Yar'Adua, you can see he laid a solid foundation, but he was short-lived. There are people that history have recorded them. If you look at even military administration, most of the infrastructure we have today on ground, we are done under military regime. But we've been under democratically elected government closing to almost 30 years today. You have not, I can say that you don't have up to 20% that you can pinpoint, solidly done, concluded from scratch to the end, successfully by civilian government. It shows something is wrong, it shows deficiency, it shows compromise that should change the citizens. This is what we are talking about. It's not about me as an individual, what is my interest, but the nation needs to be stable, need to be peaceful, need to be inviting, and citizens need to be protected. They need to have a sense of belonging. If I travel out of Nigeria, I should be respected as a citizen of Nigeria. I should not be maltreated because I'm a citizen of Nigeria. These are leadership issues. These are foreign policy issues that they are yet to really put on board or bankroll them, so that significantly our image as a nation will change. And then you move your economic policy from political issues to economic policies. Dividends, you know, with all over the world, the developed societies now deal with benefits, even in the foreign policy. Right. What is our foreign policy in relation to our economy, our status? What do we do to deal with it? So we are out to add value, not to destroy the government. The government needs to understand that.
So is it adding value in terms of leadership recruitment ahead of 2027? Could someone like EL-Rufai be, a potential presidential candidate in your party?
EL-Rufai is qualified to be president, just like you, just like me, just like any other person. And no one can tell you EL-Rufai, Major Hamza al-Mustafa, what do you call him, Shegun, Shewomi are not competent
there was Senator Gada.
Senator Gada, they are not competent to be president of Nigeria. If you look at what they have contributed to the development of the country, each of them is competent to be president of Nigeria. But why the focus on Nasru El-Rufai, why the alarms, I really don't know. But I know one thing.
Yeah, because this is not the first time. I mean, take a look at the visuals.
Yes.
We've seen El-Rufai coming to the SDP National Secretariat over. I know you're personal friends, but I mean, it comes looking like an institutional arrangement that is ongoing.
Okay, some of my close friends are in this government, including the NSA, who is happened to be my very close friend and brother, Norbatu. If I visited him, does it mean I've moved to APC?
No, I remember one of the visits. I mean, I actually saw him in your photos.
So there's nothing really.
Yeah, but here we have El-Rufai visiting you right in your office. I mean, your personal office as the national chairman.
I visited the NSA in his office. I visited him twice in his office. That do not make me an APC person. We have to distinguish some of these things. It is not good for a generation to be setting up themselves and then balkanize the system. Because we need to work on our strength to strengthen our capacity as an individuals so that the nation can move on. But the moment we develop this habit, I don't like Shagari, and therefore anything Shagari does is bad. Shagari have something to offer to move the country because I don't like it, we must damage him. This culture of damage is what is bringing the country to where it is today. Potentiality must be our priority. Critical examination of issues must be our priority. We cannot afford to breed internally displaced persons, not to talk of refugees anywhere.
Well, because I want to ask you, are these internally displaced politicians trying to seek refuge in the SDP?
Were they displaced anywhere?
Well, you and I know what's going on in the APC. I mean, Nasru El-Rufai, his chief of staff, is currently undergoing, he's been remanded in prison and all of that.
This is not the first time.
So it looks like maybe he's trying to look for some refuge somewhere.
I don't want to go into that case because it's under investigation.
Yeah.
But let the investigation be concluded. But I know that some people will be shocked at the end of the investigation. Because the moment you bring personal issues into technical investigative issues, you are bound to fail. Number three, whatever anybody thinks, the kinds of contribution Mala Nasru El-Rufai have done to this country, the kind of contributions Major Hamza al-Mustafa have done to this country, the bullet they have taken for the protection of Nigeria, people should have some level of decorum and respect for every citizen. I cannot call any individual name and castigate him. That's not my background. That is not my training. We can disagree as friends on issues, but bringing it to a national level, try to localize very important issue because you differ with individual. You don't give power, only God give power. Only God give lives and take lives. So we have to be very careful. Our generation must be extremely, because we are the worst set of people that instead of keeping the system going, we regionalize, we ethnicize as if one of us create religion or tribe or land.
And Alhaji Gabam, that's where the criticism is also coming against you and there's some of the people here. They say that there's a brewing anti-Tinubu sentiment in the north, and the majority of you people here are in the north, even when some of them who are the southerners like Segun Shewumi is pro-Atiku, he was Atiku's former spokesman. Could it be that there's a gang-up by northerners against Southern presidency in 2027?
Again, your statistics are wrong. If you look at the leading people that are criticizing this government are not from northern Nigeria. Go and take the statistics. The leading critics of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu are not from northern Nigeria.
Well, they say there's a huge anti-Tinubu sentiments, the ulamas, imams, and all of that.
But who are
also joining.
Who are those who campaign for him?
Issues of hunger and all of that also being used as tools.
You see, Shagari, you are bringing in more facts. I'm not the one bringing the facts. I'm not the one who convinced the ulama to campaign for him. I don't know if you have problem with them. I'm sure if you have a problem with them, he's the one to sort them out. I'm not the one to sort it out for him.
Did you see the governor of Bauchi?
Well?
Bala Mohammed visiting Sheikh Jingir.
No, Jingir visited him, not him.
Yes. I mean, he visited Governor Bala Mohammed.
So,
and Bala Mohammed reported President Tinubu to him.
So he's entitled to make an opposition either facts or pronouncements that will place his political career. Just the way APC or PDP then can take hit on someone. But above all, we should take away pedestrian issues and deal with critical national issues. We'll continue to go through these troubles until we stabilize and we agree that we were all different, but we are designed to be in Nigeria. And we must move this country forward. SDP is not designed to pull down any government. We have never been part of pulling down any government. Under my leadership, this country have witnessed a lot of progressive advice. We have offered critical advice to the government. We urge them to adhere to it. If they like, they can dump it. But part of our responsibility is to generate positive ideas, how they can manage or change some of the policies.
Were some of these ideas discussed at that meeting with some of these people who attended?
We said we reviewed 2024. I'm sure as a journalist you have reviewed 2024. I don't know if you have taken the number of people that have lost their life in 2024, the number of people that have been kidnapped in 2024.
Especially in the last days of 2024,
that's what I'm saying.
And all of that.
That have affected you directly, have affected us directly. People lost their life at the eve of Christmas and New Year simply because they are rushing to get foodstuff. Is it their fault? Were they the one who created the hunger or the bad environment? Why would someone make a pronouncement that you have no apology and no regret? Does it really sound nice? People that lost their life, families in pains, in agony, instead of a softer language that can appease the country, can make the country to understand why we are where we are. But they are using a different channel of approach to deal with the issue.
Do you think that President Tinubu has lost touch with the electorate?
I significantly believe so. And I strongly believe he needs to do a stock taking why it happens, because if a significant number of people voted for you, 62%, they have confidence in you, and then the thing is dropping like a bomb, something fundamentally is wrong. How you take stock as a president, because the ball stopped at his own text, how he review it and review his cabinet and come up with a robust cabinet that can stabilize the country lies on his own text, not any other person. Whatever anybody says is a secondary issue. The fundamental individual who is at the helm of affairs of the country to take decision, it is him.
All right, as we try to coast home Alhaji Gabam, let's talk about how President Tinubu came into government. There have been this analysis that Tinubu's emergence as president is similar to that of late President Shehu Shagari. When President Shagari came in, he came in with minority votes. I mean, President Tinubu is having 36-something% of votes, which brought him into power. And so he needs to act more and to see how he can woo the opposition if he doesn't want those figures to drop further in 2027. But there are others who have said that he's using underhand tactics to build a one-party state by destabilizing the opposition. Are you facing the same heat in the SDP? Like Labour Party is being destabilized, and then, of course, the PDP is imploding every now and then. I don't know, is the SDP also...
If I'm not facing the same heat, why would they withdraw part of my security? For what reason? There's no justification for that.
Well, the IG says
Yeah.
Politicians have more security than Nigerians.
No. Chairmen are statutorily entitled to security. It's not just in Nigeria. Okay? I have elected members, senators, House of Reps. I'm among a party that is leading in Nigeria. Not only that, I'm highly exposed person politically. If anything happened to me, they can explain to Nigeria what happened. I'm entitled to protection. My family is entitled to protection. Now, that's that. Now, the analysis you are giving from Shagari regime, what happened, the metamorphosis, or the dimensions, they are not similar, they are not the same. If you look at the population of Nigeria during Shagari regime, it wasn't as exposed as complicated as we are today. If you look at the challenges of life, they are so easy, so cheap. As of then, even Shagari regime, there are a large quantum of people that are sent on scholarship all over the world to advance the knowledge and expertise of Nigeria.
Yeah, but I mean, he had Nnamdi Azikiwe to contend with, Obafemi Awolowo to contend with.
Of course.
And Tinubu is also having an Atiku Abubakar to contend with, and a Peter Obi to contend with. So the similarity
is not similarity at all compared to Shagari regime. Even the quality of the individuals I'm mentioning are not the same. The patriotism is not even the same. So the modern challenge we are facing, a president must understand is a special challenge that is facing the entire world.
And he says the opposition are not helping out. I mean,
they're
not helping in nation building.
Okay, I think you are rapping on opposition. Let me tell you this.
I mean, this is what people in government are saying.
They are free to say that, but they cannot prove it. These same oppositions stood by him, stood by INEC to declare the election, despite the fight not to declare the election. But we said no, INEC was constituted by law. And the law authorized them to conduct election and declare results. And the law also says if you disagree, you can go to court. Who added the value? We, the political parties, said that results should be declared. There is no single alliance between me and APC or Bola. There was no single discussion. There's no single transaction between me and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I'm saying it publicly. I just believe when the election came to that level, we don't need to run into anarchy. We need to stabilize Nigeria. So we move in to stabilize the democracy. Now, we thought after going through those challenges, the president will reflect after forming a cabinet before taking critical decisions. If you could remember vividly, SDP was the first to come up and tell the president removing the subsidy is a faulty decision that you have taken, because you have not formed a cabinet before taking that decision.
I remember I hosted you here. On this
and if we don't love the president, we will not tell him, don't take a decision when you don't have even a PA that you have appointed officially. You have taken a national critical decision that will affect the country from the top to the bottom. So these are issues they shoot themselves on the feet. And we've been telling them, no, you have the latitude to change it. If President Buhari have removed funding of subsidy in the budget, as a president you have the latitude to submit a supplementary budget to refund it pending when you are prepared, you have done your consultation, you have taken your statistics, and then you can take your own decisions.
All right.
So they didn't do that. All they do is to blend opposition political parties. And for your information, we, the opposition parties, wrote him letter through IPACT to sit down with him and discuss these national issues. The letter has not been honored.
As the Interparty Advisory Council.
It has not been honored.
Well, just before I let you go, Alhaji Gabam, very quickly, do you think that the SDP is a credible alternative ahead of 2027? And with the likes of EL-Rufal associating with you, don't you think that you may lose some supporters because of the challenges he has with President Tinubu in the APC? I don't know. I don't think I'm losing supporters the way PDP is losing supporters, the way APC is losing supporters that are in government. I don't know any supporter that I'm going to lose. I'm having more. You are the one to tell everyone that SDP is one of the most structured, most organized political parties in Nigeria. You have been to SDP headquarters, you have been to the PD, you have been to the APC. You know the contrast. We are providing a level playing field for everybody. We are providing internal democracy. We are not bringing imposition or recklessness or rascality in whatever we do. We analyzed the mistake of PDP and APC. So we adjusted our system, we adjusted our constitution, we adjusted our behavior, because we know Nigerians are angry. Nigerians are not feeling happy under democratic dispensation, because the dividend of democracy that have been promised from one government to the other has not been fulfilled. Rather, the life is going down, the quality of life is going down, the decency of life is going down. So these are things that we did not produce as SDP. All right, sir. that's actually a fine place to leave this conversation. We must say that during the run-up to the 2023 election,
the stomach phase, that is where people will go. Yes. So nobody will say that his own mother pot of soup is not sweet. Yes. So anyway, my beautiful people, you have heard what Mr. Alhaji Gabam has just said. Yes. What is your opinion in this matter? What did you think? Please drop your own opinion in the comment section. So everybody is just running, trying to survive on his own. EL-Rufal now has run to what did they call this party? SDP. Yes. To because he has a problem. All of us know that EL-Rufal and Tinubu, they are not in agreement. You understand? They have their own issue. So since now Tinubu is APC, is a president under APC, and everybody know that EL-Rufal is an APC member. Just because they had a problem, he had a problem with Tinubu, now is running to another party. That is just the way politicians do. When you know that this one is not good, they will switch to another party to go there and continue their evil doings. And first of all, what this man has just said, this Alhaji Gabam has just said, yes, he might speak the truth because he is an opposition party, and he has made it clear that 2027 they are preparing to take over from APC. APC think that, according to what he said APC believe nobody should oppose them. Nobody can oppose them. APC believe that nobody can oppose them because when you as an opposition party just come out to speak against them, even though what you are talking is true, they will come out and bash you. He said, according to what he said that they are ready. 2027 they are doing the alliances to take over from APC, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So they are doing everything to push Bola Ahmed Tinubu out of that position. So the one that even sweet me inside, when the Arise analyst was asking him that what happened, all of us know that APC, this SDP, they are in support of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They were even, when they were doing the campaign, 2023 campaign, they even stood by Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If Bola Ahmed Tinubu did not have a ticket in APC, they are ready to give Bola Ahmed Tinubu a ticket in this SDP. So what is happening now? Why is it that they are fighting against Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Why is it that they are trying to remove Bola Tinubu? So although he said that they don't have any problem with Bola, that he's still his friend, they talk, they communicate, but it doesn't mean that because of they have friends, then they will not, they too, they still want to be in the system, because then themselves they are parties, they are SDP, Social Democratic Party. Yes. So my beautiful people, I don't have much to talk in this matter. If you have any opinion on what you think about what this man has just said, or the question, or is it a good man? I don't know this man much like that, okay? I don't know his party too much like that. So if you have anything to say in the comment section, please drop it in the comment section. Drop your opinion, speak everything you feel like to talk about. Let me know more. Please subscribe to this channel if you love politics. If you love to see politics, drop subscribe to this channel. Click at the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you will be the first to be notified. Thank you very much, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye for now.